My name is IceRocker. This is my save file.
What's up, gamers? What's up? And welcome to the Save File podcast, where like every video game character, every gamer has an origin story to tell. I'm your host, Gold Lion, and today's guest, my friends, is going to be a great one. I'm excited for her to be on the show. She has such a great personality. She's just out there, man. She's so fucking cool. I love going into her streams and just raging on R6, and she definitely got an awesome community called the Icebox. So shout out to the Icebox that's here watching right now. Much love to y'all. But before we get into it, this podcast has its first sponsor. If you look to I don't know, my left and right there, sponsored by Hybrid ATX. I'm gonna go ahead and do this little thing over here. You know how it is, hashtag ad. And then we'll get right into the show and introduce our guest for today. So, this episode is sponsored by Hybrid ATX, the next generation of gamers. With all the craziness going on in the world, our children have an immediate need for structured learning and remote interaction with peers. And honestly, some much needed normalcy during these weird times. That's why Hybrid ATX created the virtual mini camp for gamers. Here, your gamer child will get a structured, monitored environment with educational topics like the video game industry, health and wellness, and of course, gaming. Your child can choose between competitive or non-competitive. Competitive for those students who wish to get coached in an actual esport, coached by professional esports coaches. Or for non-competitive, for those students who would rather just pick up their favorite game and learn in a low-stress environment. For more information, head to their website, y'all, at hybridatx.com. That's hybridatx.com. And when you do decide to enroll your gamer into one of these programs, please use our promo code SAVEFILE to checkout to save yourself 15%. Hybrid ATX, the next generation of gamers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I humbly and respectfully welcome the mixer partner and overall badass, IceRocker. What's up, IceRocker?
I don't think I've ever been so hyped up before a thing.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, that's the whole point. Let's get it. Awesome. So explain that. Why are you so excited for this?
I don't know. I love not only talking to new people, but explaining what really gets you into it, because it's always people's question is why are you doing this, what are you getting out of this, what are your plans. I like talking about it a lot.
Awesome. Well, you came to the right spot. Talk as much as you like, as long as you'd like. That's awesome. Hold on, let me pause my phone real quick. Flip that. Alrighty. So, how you feeling?
Good. I actually got decent sleep last night too. Lost track of days, 100%. But we're here.
We're here now.
That's what that is.
You're losing sleep. What? You have a crazy sleep schedule or what?
Yes. It doesn't help that we discovered a new game last night out of the blue. It was on sale and I decided to buy it, and then I infected my community with it. So now all of us are on it. And that's causing a problem. I think half of them stayed up until I think some of them 5 a.m. last night.
Oh man.
Building on our server. Yeah. It's
What's the name of the game?
Outlaws of the Old West. It's like a Red Dead Redemption arc. It's still in early access and doesn't run too well, but it's actually really fun.
That actually sounds pretty dope. Me and my boys, we actually just got into Last Oasis. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
I haven't.
Yeah, it's actually same thing, but it's crazy wood made mechs, and yeah, it's pretty insane. But that Wild Wild West one, what's the name of it? Let me write that down real quick.
Outlaws of the Old West.
Outlaws of the Old West.
I feel bad too because I created a server so that everyone could come and play with us, and now it's one of the first servers that pops up since it's the most active one, and it's definitely called IceRocker's Reverse Harem.
Okay. Awesome. So, if anybody in the Icebox can type that in the chat, please. That'll definitely help out some people in here. Oh Lord, yeah. So why'd you choose that name for your server?
Well, because somebody brought up there, they're oh yeah, we're gonna start a harem, and I was oh, it's actually a reverse, because I'm before I was the only female. Now we have a couple more that have joined on here. I was yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You're all here in my house.
IceRocker's Reverse Harem. Oh my god, that's amazing. Again, IceRocker, thank you so much for coming on the show. I am truly honored to be in your virtually presence. I guess that's weird to say. I don't know. I'm trying to think of it. Yeah.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. So how you doing during these weird times, by the way? How you taking it?
Good. It's stressful. My schedule is completely thrown off, that's for sure. With the kids doing online school and having them here all the time, being a daytime streamer makes that kind of rough. So it's definitely been a challenge, but we're doing pretty okay. I just have to take more days off than I normally would like to.
Okay, wait, well, health comes first for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely got to take care of yourself. All right, so tell us about your first experience with gaming.
I've been gaming since I can remember. My dad was into it, and my mom was as well very lately. She really liked they have an Atari that they still have to this day, and I have my original childhood Super Nintendo up here, and so it's just always been a thing. And so yeah, it brought my family together in a lot of stuff. We don't always get along very well, but that's something that we could always kind of buckle down with.
So you have the OG Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Where's it at again?
Super Nintendo, right back here.
Right there?
Yeah.
That looks like a Game Boy.
Well, that's a Game Boy.
Okay.
Right in the back behind it. It's
That's
kind of
awesome.
hard to see, yeah.
No, that's cool. That's amazing. I like how you said that your family ain't the best, ain't that great, but it's good to hear that gaming can still bring that connection together, though.
Oh, 100%.
But why do you say that, though?
Had a 4-year difference, and so we did not get along that well. We grew up in not the best neighborhood. We just did not. But then it came to getting chores done 30 minutes before my parents came home and playing video games because we had to share them.
Yeah.
That's two things that were always just good shit.
What games did you mostly play on the Super Nintendo?
I was a huge Zelda person. I play it over and over again.
Link to the Past?
I'll play it till my fingers bleed.
Dude, that was one of my first games too ever.
Yeah.
That game is so I still play that on legal emulators, I will say. And then
same. I have a USB controller.
Yeah. That game is so awesome. All right. So now the first segment we're going to get into, IceRocker, is your character creation. So basically, you know how it is, the whole logic of a video game. You first create a character, background story, the origin story of yourself. So this is where we're going to talk a little bit about you and how you became you. So where are you from?
I'm from Texas. I'm actually from Bryan College Station, which is where Texas A&M is.
Okay.
So I grew up in a college town, which is lots of fun. And by fun, I mean not very much.
Yeah, was that sarcasm or why wasn't it fun?
Especially, well, I grew up on the so they're sister cities kind of, so they're right up next to each other. College Station is where the actual college is, so that's where all the really nice, rich, good kids are and everything. Brian's kind of like the tumor that just kind of lives off of it, and that's where I'm from. So
live at that tumor.
Always just kind of and everything was always Aggie owned and operated, so it's really hard to get a job because they want to hire students so that they could say they're Aggie owned and operated. And so it's just you always have to deal with drunk drivers constantly, just being everywhere. That was a really big thing. Just always a bunch of drunk college kids and just college kids that are not lots of spoiled kids around.
So how did it affect you personally growing up there?
It's you always kind of get that when you go out, and even now I'll go back and talk to people, and they always think that you're going to the college and stuff like that, and it's a very religious college as well, very, I mean, obviously it's Texas Bible Belt kind of stuff, so there's a very clear-cut way of doing a lot of things, a lot of judgment, a lot of Karens, and then it also having kids and bringing them in, them asking me Mom, why can I see her ass cheeks? We're at the mall just walking around. I'm like, honey, that's just it. I don't know. You can ask her. I don't know what to tell you.
So how growing up there affect your family, so to speak?
Well, my dad runs an ice business, so honestly, it helped out a lot because we would deliver to like frat parties and like all of the college events and stuff. And now he's contracted like with the stadium, and they'll like deliver ice to all the tailgaters and stuff. And we had music festivals that would happen kind of close by because we're right next to Texas World Speedway, which is now closed, but like they used to have concerts and stuff there. And like Brian used to have Zeke Fest, which was really fun. So it gave him a lot of business and things, which was nice. So it has its plus sides.
Of course.
That and all the hipsters bring in really good food.
What food though? What good food? Explain that.
We started to get food trucks and stuff, and like we never really had them before. And so then we started to get them because they would hang out around like the bar areas, and they had other places that would go. So a lot of hometown places, but also like newer stuff. A lot of stuff coming in from Austin, because as much as Texas A&M and Austin fight, College Station is trying to be like Austin so hard. Like now they even do the whole like College Station is weird kind of thing, or keep College Station weird thing.
Way.
I'm like, what? Can
really?
you just like literally in their like alma mater song, like just talk shit about UT? So it's like, why are you trying so hard?
I don't know. You live there. You tell me. Why are they trying so hard?
Dude, I hate them.
You still there?
No, I'm not. So my husband's active duty Army, so we're in Texas right now, but we're not home. I mean, it's kind of nice to be close to home, but Fort Hood's also not nice. So
Fort Hood. Oh, you're up there, Fort Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live south of Austin, so I know exactly where that's at.
When I saw ATX, I was like, oh, that's close.
Yeah, of course. So you mentioned earlier that video games was a definite glue to keep you guys together in the family. Why was video games so strong into your guys' relationship?
I'm not really sure. It was just we're all into different things and stuff like that, and it was always a very equal ground. And like I wasn't in my family, like I never got treated differently for playing video games. Obviously, like if I went out and talked about them, then it would turn into like none of my friends liked them, like, oh, my boyfriend plays those kind of thing. Like it wasn't, no one else I knew that was like female was really playing, or if they were, it was like, I don't know, other like girl, like they were playing the Cats version for Game Boy Advance. So I'm like, I don't care for this.
Yeah, that's crazy. How'd you get? Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I remember every, like, especially Christmas time, we would always get new games, but we always watched my dad play them first, because they were always single player. We all liked single players. And so he would play them first, and me and my brother would just kind of, like, sit there and watch. And so I think that's why I like watching streams now. I'm like, this makes sense.
Yeah.
I like this.
Why'd you have to watch your dad play them first?
Well, I still wonder why some of these days. It was more of a, this is my house, this is my Xbox kind of thing. So I was like, all right, that's fair. You did buy it.
You never asked him?
No.
How's your relationship with your dad?
It used to be really well. Like I said, I was always like treated equal. I worked at the ice warehouse as well. Like I did everything that everyone else did until I had kids, and then we kind of like drifted apart a bit.
Mm-hmm. How ironic.
Do you like my water? Okay.
Being kids are ROTC? Oh, really? I'm reading the chat right now.
Thank you. I see it.
They're all corpse cadets.
It starts raining though.
Because the Aggies are half ROTC kids, so the rest of them struggle to have an identity. Yo, Ice Buffalo, that's real shit right there. They're half ROTC because the rest of them struggle to have an identity.
And a lot of the college kids are like that too. Like they all dress exactly the same.
That's
like,
gross.
All of them.
Especially
it's crazy.
Especially the girls.
Oh, 100%.
Like they be
wear
like
the oversized t-shirt, very short shorts you can't see, and
yes.
the Jesus sandals. I don't know what they're called, but they're like the strappy ones where it's like I should be going on a hike, but I'm not.
The Jesus sandals.
And scrunchies.
Yeah, scrunchies on the wrist. Tivas? Is that what they're called?
I have no idea.
Dad sandals? Yeah, college girls wearing dad sandals. That's great.
So
it's cringe. You see like a whole group of them and they're all dressed the same, like Wow.
They
Okay.
are 100%.
That's insane. How'd you get
And
your
Han
name?
Solo season.
How'd you get your name, IceRocker?
It was my Xbox gamer tag, and like I said, my dad owns an ice company. I worked there. My brother worked there, and my dad's since my mom found out I was pregnant, or not I was pregnant, but my mom was pregnant. He's worked there, and so it's just kind of like always been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just like a lot of our alternative rock music, so that's just kind of I just kind of blended the two and thought it was cool. Like, yeah, look at me, I like ice. I'm like ice princess.
I'm an ice rocker. So why you so I noticed in your streams you play quite a bit of alternative rock music, which is cool. I love that shit. So what's up with that music that draws you in so much?
I don't know. My dad listens to a lot of like rock music, but obviously more like classic rock music. Well, now classic, not so much when he was listening to it.
Yeah.
But like I remember taking like his copies of like Ace of Base and also Spice Girls. We both really like Spice Girls, which is a little left field. Which makes sense, like, because a lot of my playlists, it'll be like really hardcore music, and then it'll be like Aqua for like 3 or 4 songs. I'm like, well, you know,
you gotta throw a little bit of difference in there.
hi.
Why Mosin mod everywhere though? I needed his help real quick. That's why. That's why he's a mod right now. It does happen. It does happen.
Yeah, I remember I joined a
You want to play Minecraft with me?
I can't play Minecraft right now.
Only
I
messing with him
know.
because it is worth it.
I can
It's only
play
10.
Minecraft with you later.
I mean, Mosin, if you only want it temporary, it's cool. The more mods, the better for me. I get a bunch of randoms in here a lot. And I know you ain't scared to use that sword, and I need more soldiers like you. Just get these kids out of here.
Yes, you can. In there.
No. We want.
A haggle? What's Seaway?
Oh.
Seaway! Ice Buffalo, you're Hispanic. I like that.
And
Eat them kids, bro. What?
He was running to him and killed him. He was killed him because the creeper killed him. Now the
Gotta make a
creeper
Minecraft story.
slowed. Then
You want to turn it on in here? And then you can?
I don't.
She should write a story about Minecraft.
Cutie pie, it doesn't
I know, I'm sorry. I told you, it's because it's a mod. Oh my gosh. No, it's okay. Go play. Okay, you can here, take it with you. It's yours now. Yeah, she does. You can tell that they're very used to it by now because they're not even telling me the story. They look at the camera and tell everyone else. She like when I was trying to get her into daycare and it was like super packed. So she used to be on stream with me more. She had a little table here. Like she became such a part of everything. Like they would help buy her like stuff to keep her busy and Play-Doh
Aw.
and Legos and.
What's your daughter's name?
Siege, didn't you? This is Kylie. We call her Minnie.
Minnie? Why? Because it's Minnie you?
Yeah.
I see it. I see it. You can't say you're not a lot like her when you were her age?
Yes, 100%.
It's our friend right there.
Yeah.
Mini Cube? Mini Cube? Mini Rocker. The Mini Rocker. The oldest reads chat too. It's a problem.
Yeah, see, the only thing is I can't really necessarily have my oldest in here because even when, like, my community is very good, like, you know, they won't say anything else if they know she's in there, but, you know, you can never control really what the random people say, and it just strikes it out. Okay, you gotta go, baby.
I was asking if you could sit with me.
I can come sit with you in a minute. We'll watch another movie tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
What movie?
We watched Onward last night.
Oh, nice.
Tonight we can watch a movie.
Okay.
She should do the whoa.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
That's her version, but she also like moves her whole hips when she does it.
That's insane. Damn, Minnie. You feel that she helped you out in life?
100%. They definitely keep me, you know, grounded and doing stuff. I wanted to have kids young, and like I've known my husband all throughout high school. Like we dated all throughout high school and stuff. So right
Okay.
after he got out, we had my oldest, and that's my youngest. And yeah, they're definitely they're fantastic.
How you feel they helped you out?
It's incredible. I do struggle a lot with depression stuff. I always feel like I'm not doing things right and things like that. But I don't know. They give me a lot. It's very selfish to say like, yeah, they give me a lot of reason and things like that. But like they're just so it's so incredible to see them learn things and do things, like especially when they're a lot younger, and like you see this thing like that you made, and it's she's a sweetheart, and that's always incredible to see, like when they're nice. And like my oldest, she is ridiculously smart. She may have a really bad attitude, but like she's in like gifted and talented, and she's like everyone that talks to her is like she sounds like light years, you know, ahead of a lot of the people that are her age and stuff. And she's always been that way. Like she talked and walked really early. Like they were just always like really on it. And it's
Wow.
really cool to see.
She trying to be a scientist or what? Try to get us to Mars?
She never knows what she wants to do. It's always
That's natural.
something different. Yeah. She bounces around a lot.
That's crazy. See, you guys have your dog too? I can't see it. It's barely.
Yeah. I've had my dog longer than all of them. She's an angry old lady who likes to be tucked in. She'll kind of nose into her blanket a little bit.
Oh yeah, there it is.
She'll stare at me sometimes, like, "Hey, I want this." It's a little hot in here, so she probably doesn't want to get all the way in it. Yep. Always.
So you say you dated your husband all through high school?
Yeah.
How was that relationship?
Together. It was really a lot. We've been together. This year is actually our 10-year marriage anniversary too.
Oh wow, okay.
So yeah, we've had to deal with each other for a long ass time, but luckily, like he's very supportive of all of this. And stuff. Yeah, that's fine.
How'd you feel when he made the decision to enlist?
He's always said he wanted to go.
Oh, okay.
I struggled with it a little bit because I was like, oh, like that's not like the kind of life that I want to live or anything like that. Like I didn't really take it very seriously, and then it came to like, oh, okay, he's leaving. All right, that's cool. I had some falling out with my parents and stuff because they didn't really deal with it very well. Because I didn't have enough money for college or anything like that. I did 4-H, but it wasn't enough. Like they wanted you to go full time, and they only gave me enough to like cover books. So I just literally couldn't work and do enough to cover everything. So we decided to go ahead and get married, obviously, because you get nice, good paycheck and healthcare benefits. And
yeah.
When my parents found that out, they were not happy. So then we were just like, all right, cool. Like I, hit a really bad like depression spell, and I found out I was pregnant, and I was like, all right, I'm moving down to San Antonio. Like I gotta get out of here. I couldn't stay anymore. And honestly, me leaving, I think helped out a lot. Like we needed that distance. Like it was nice. Not between me, like more me and my parents, not necessarily him. He was training down in San Antonio.
Was it Fort Sam Houston, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how's the relationship with the parents now? Like have they adapted to your livelihood or?
Yeah, my parents are actually very nice. My mom watches my streams all the time. They watch me at work sometimes.
That's dope.
She's a radiology tech.
Nice.
And so she works at a clinic right now because x-rays, chest congestions going hand in hand. So yeah, they actually will just put my stream on, which I have to tell her sometime, like, you don't have the audio on, right? Because your patients don't need to hear that.
That's crazy. So how'd you get into streaming though?
I've been a stay-at-home mom, obviously, for the longest time. We moved around and had the kids, and daycare is really expensive, so I mostly just stayed home. I got into photography for a while, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. Did family photography. I liked the craft, but I'm a strong like believer in everyone who says like, oh, do what you love for a job and like you'll never work a day in your life. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. It takes what you love and it puts a lot of pressure, and like you learn to deal with new problems you didn't think you'd be doing. It's not just taking pictures anymore. It's dealing with customer service. It's dealing with people ghosting you, people thinking your prices are completely outrageous. And I was like one of the cheapest in the areas. Like it was a problem. So I stopped doing that. Lived in Italy, couldn't do anything for the longest time. We did a tour in Italy. So I lived there for 3 years. Internet was horrible. Couldn't even barely play online with my friends. That was the worst. And that's when I got into cosplay. I started making props and things like that. And then when I finally got back to the States, I had a group of friends. We ran, it was actually a military page. It was like a gaming page or whatever on Facebook. And that's where I met G Flow. And he actually was like, hey, you got to come up with a handle. And I was like, IceRocker. That's fine. I'll just shorten that IceRocker 20 something or whatever. I was like, just IceRocker. We'll cut it off there. And he was starting to get into the streaming world. And he's like, hey, like, come over and mod and like watch and stuff like that. And so kind of helping him out a bit. And then he was just kind of like, him and a lot of the other community. And one of my other actual middle school friends, I found out she was also doing it. I was like, oh, cool. Like people are doing this.
Ironic, yeah.
Yeah, like I kind of want to do this. I didn't really want to do what they were doing though. Like G was into Final Fantasy and PUBG. Yeah, PUBG. I was like, I don't really care for those games though. Like, is there like a community outside of just these games? Because she was also playing like PUBG and like the popular games. Like I wasn't really into that. I didn't have a PC that could really run any of that. And everybody was like, oh, we'll just do some of your cosplay stuff on stream. Like people will just watch you make it. And I was like, that sounds dumb. Who would do that? And also, like, I would just kind of play. The only PC game that I really had was Age of Empires. They're like, dude, we'll watch you play Age of Empires. I'm like, who? It's just sitting there clicking 500 times. Like, come on, go the world faster.
Yeah.
And so I finally did it. I started watching other people on the site. I started watching people like Hunkstaban and Coven. And I learned a lot from them more about being an entertainer. Not necessarily about the game that you're playing or like how you're playing it, but taking care of a community and doing it that way. And I was like, oh, this is the route that I like. Okay. I like building a community and having fun with them. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't get to see adults all the time. I'm constantly just making snacks and changing diapers. Like, I kind of want to just have something where I get to just be me. So that was like my way of going out and being me. I was also still a new mom, so I didn't really tell anybody in my life about it because anytime I did anything, it was always like, oh, that's, moms don't really do that. Like coloring my hair, getting piercings or anything like that. Like, oh, that's not what moms do. I was like, last I checked, I'm still a human being. That's like, I can still take care of them and have different colored hair. That's not really stopping me. And it's not like it was affecting, like, obviously, if it's affecting your budget taking care of them, then yeah, that's a problem. But it wasn't. It was literally just me changing my hair color or something like that. And that never stops, really. There's a lot of shame around moms, I feel like. Dads, it's nothing. Like, they're known for playing games. They're known for doing that kind of stuff. And it's acceptable. And when it comes to moms, you always get people that question it more often. It doesn't really make sense, like, at all. But yeah, I just started doing it anyways, and I said, it's fine. I'm just gonna keep going. And I just kept turning it on, and it turned into I just did it whenever I had the time, and then it turned into, okay, well, I have a schedule now, and I got partnered after only 4 months.
Hey, so good job.
Very quick.
Yeah.
Because I had them talk me into it. They're like, hey, just apply. Like you already hit the requirements. Yeah, super quick. You already have the requirements and you bring something different, because I was doing the cosplay content and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I guess you're not wrong. Like, what are they going to do? Like, tell me no? Yeah. So I went ahead and did it. And then I got approved and I was like, oh no, what do I do now? I went in full panic mode. I didn't know what to do. Oh, dude, I destroyed a snowball mic. I ended up stopping the cosplay content because it was a lot more money out than I was bringing in. It's
makes sense.
Supplies and stuff are expensive.
Yeah.
And for a lot of the stuff that I was doing, I needed to be like out in the shop. And I destroyed a mic completely because I was sanding stuff and it just clogged up completely and it started to sound like crap. And then I think I dropped it a couple times, knocking it around. It was a mess. So I ended up having to not do so much cosplay content. But I found more stuff that I liked and more games. I played a lot of variety stuff, party games with other streamers. I played PUBG a lot, but I didn't enjoy it. I mostly just enjoyed the people that I was playing with. So I was kind of just I also felt like I needed to play it, which I think a lot of streamers do. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I have to play Apex so I can get the numbers and stuff like that. I actually skyrocketed more playing Doki Doki Literature Club than anything else. I played that game one night and it was the biggest stream I had ever had.
That's
And
interesting.
it was crazy. We stayed up all night playing. The whole community was in on it. Like, we were just appalled by what was happening on screen. It was great. And it's definitely one of those streams that I was like, I can play whatever. Like, we could just I'm gonna go through and play these like low-key indie games that people normally wouldn't give a chance. So now I just kind of that's like one of my favorites is just going through and like especially going to conventions and meeting people.
That was loud.
Oh, lightning.
Yeah, thunder. You're squared up real quick, like you're about to fight somebody.
Me and Mother Nature are about to go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ah.
Let's not have a repeat of last time, please. What happened last time?
Last time there was a major lightning storm. It killed the power, and even though I had a surge protector and everything, I don't know what happened. It cut me off midstream, and it completely fried my hard drive. We tried repairing it and it's actually still sitting back there because I have pictures of my kids I need to recover off there, but data recovery on hard drives is expensive. It is in the thousands of dollars. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Why the hell is it so expensive?
You have to have like an entire like clean room to get into it. I don't know. Somebody tried to explain it to me and I was like, that's cool. That's fine. Yeah.
But yeah, it's thousands of dollars.
It's crazy.
Sounds like it's one of those things. It's a simple fix, but they overpay it just because they realize the importance of it.
Yeah,
like your pictures and
a lot of people don't have the equipment to do it, and they don't have the knowledge to do it. So I think it's a specialized skill, and I get that. I'm just gonna let it sit back there until I can do it.
Moves. Yeah. Okay, so you do consider yourself a variety streamer?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I think so. I still enjoy playing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I see that.
I think a lot of people just get known. Like, a lot of people think I only play Siege.
Yeah, that's ironic. Like, that's the only time. Like, when I do run into your stream, I'm not saying you do it all the time, but when I do run into your stream, you're playing R6.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, all right. She's out here doing variety streamer.
Almost
variety with
stream,
R6 in there.
I play like a good chunk of R6, and then I switch to something else, or I start with something else, and then everyone gets online and we start playing some R6. And so like I get why people only think that's what I do, but yeah.
How long have you been streaming?
My 2-year partner anniversary was so like only 2.5, starting this summer.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah.
How's been the ride being a streamer?
You learn a lot. You learn a lot about people too.
Yeah.
A lot of just dishonesty, and working with companies is really hard because streamers are so used by them. And you don't really notice it until you like really get up there and understand your worth and stuff like that. I see a lot of like smaller streamers that get into these partnerships and stuff with companies, and it's you're just being taken advantage of, and these companies thrive off of it. They thrive off of using you, and it sucks. I've had a lot of deals go wrong very quickly, and I've had some deals go good. Like I try and give a lot of people a chance. I like meeting people in person, so at conventions I do a lot of work. I schedule a lot of meetings, And I think that's one thing that's also helped me grow so much is I do like that personal connection and things like that. So, oh, you just went and checked.
2 years and 7 months.
He
Man,
checked
you've
when
been
I first, yeah, he followed me on my first stream, so he's been here since the beginning.
Ice Buffalo. Yeah, that's a hell of a long time. Well, congrats on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
So what is it about streaming that keeps you coming back though?
I feel like I've just made such good friends. Like it's therapeutic for me at this moment. Like when my daughter got into daycare, I was like, all right, I have two options now. Like I don't have kids at the house anymore, so I either need to figure out what I'm doing and go get a job, or see where this can take me and really like keep going. I like this industry. I like talking about games. I like learning new games. I feel like I'm good at it. Like I've learned what to do. And it was a lot of just believing that I can keep going.
Why do you think your community is so strong?
We come from so many different places. I think that's what I also like. Like I have a very adult community. I've pretty much always been 18 plus. Unless I'm like there's been a couple of times where I've been like partnered with a game and they like want the stream to be on something else. Like they'll ask ahead of time, like, hey, if we, sponsor this, like, but can you turn it down? I'm like, that's understand. It's fine. I can do that. But for the most part, I don't turn it down. Like we're adults here. We're working class. Like a lot of us, that just have things. We talk about adult things. We help each other in the way we can, but in a judgment-free zone. I think that's the big thing here too. Is like I said, a lot of us come from different backgrounds. We're into different things. We're into different religions and even stuff like that. And we can all respectfully talk about these things, but not judge each other. We can still laugh about them, be like, "Oh, that's not for me," but that's fine. Like we respect each other a lot, which is nice.
And I'm assuming you play games with them, right? Like, so you're playing with like R6 and stuff?
Yeah, a lot of us play games together.
Yo, that's dope.
And it's sometimes just a different, like some of us play Minecraft together, some of us play R6 together, some of us play Xbox together. Like it's a big variety of stuff, I guess.
That's awesome. Yeah, I see a lot of love in the chat right now. Like I could feel the bond between y'all. It's kind of weird, but y'all have a lot of love for each other. It's insane.
Kind of weird sometimes.
What do you mean? How? Explain the weird.
Sometimes people come in and we'll be talking about stuff and like we do some of us don't have filters at all, like when it comes to stuff. Like it's a very open, like you want to talk about this certain thing and we'll talk about this certain thing. Like we're totally fine with it. And it's I feel like sometimes to new people it can be a little off-putting. Like I've had some people that are like, "Oh, but you really looked like you guys were in," but I didn't want to like speak. I'm like, "No, dude, speak. Like you can talk.
Yeah.
We're not gonna stop you."
I like what Dignify says is that we are weird and it's okay. You're damn right. It's okay to be weird. And a lot of people when they say that, like, y'all are weird, and I always stop them. I'm like, listen, motherfucker. There's no such thing as weird. It's just different perspectives. Okay, get your shit straight.
Yeah.
It's just like. It is what it is. We love it. Normal is boring. Yeah, normal is... What is it? People like to say, go with the flow, but only dead fish go with the flow, okay? We swim upstream.
Damn.
Yeah. We out here making moves and stuff. But yeah. I'm pretty weird. Listen, I'm willing to test that, because I'm weird too. It's cool. That's awesome. I can confirm that. Y'all are crazy. So how was it like developing these relationships with people over time?
Oh, it gets rough. It's also like you put a lot of trust in people. Like if you bring in someone into your Discord, you're basically trusting them with your content. They're being able to be heard through your streams. So there's always that thing. So I know it turns people off sometimes. They think like, oh, well, you only play with a certain amount of people. Like, it's not that. And I don't want to be like that guy, but like, I need you to hang around here and realize like how we do things before I can really just like bring you into my content. Because once you become part of my content, you become part of, my paycheck that I pay my bills with and stuff like that. Like, I can't there is a certain extent where I do like, yes, these are all my friends, but they also understand that I am also a self-running business. And so
Mhm.
sometimes like I just have things that I need to do, or like I have certain things that I can't do, or like, we do have lines that we can't cross and things like that. Like, and you know, I, the people that I play with are pretty respectful of that. We can usually stop and have a conversation and say something about it, which is nice.
So what is some of
I've
your?
even had
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go. You even had
like
what?
I've had some where it's like we'll play with new people, or like we'll play with someone in particular, or like when we did the looking for group, I was like, hey, like I can bring you guys in, but like it's just gonna be us talking, and they're totally fine with that. Like they understand it. Like, hey, you are still doing something. Like this is not just us playing. Like I'm doing something with Mixer, and they were very receptive to that, very helpful. They don't try and overpower that or overpower me. And I've had plenty of people that I've played with try to overpower me and like talk over me in my stream to the channel and stuff like that. Like, oh, hey, hold on, like I don't want to be that guy, but this is still my channel and my stream, so can you not answer the questions that are given to me? Like they're talking to me. But you feel like a
Fuckers.
jerk when you do that sometimes. It's like, like
No.
I don't
You
want to be that guy, but this is my house still. So
Yeah.
no, you're
Yeah.
not allowed to take my pictures down and put up your own.
Sometimes you got to be the lesson that those people never had.
Yeah.
So it's just like the people listening, don't be scared to put your fucking foot down. All right. Sometimes these
have
people are
to.
ignorant. You have to.
Even your friends, like you don't know how your friends are gonna react to that stuff, because then it turns into like they expect things from your stream. Like, oh, well, you got a bunch of these codes. Well, I'm gonna get one of those. Like, well, maybe not. Like, maybe I'm gonna do giveaways for the community or something like that. Like, you shouldn't expect things from the streamer that you're playing with or anything like that. And
Mhm.
that can be kind of rough.
Yeah.
I've definitely lost friends over that kind of stuff.
Yeah. They were never really your friends in the first place. You'd be all right though. You seem disappointed when I say that. Why?
I did. I did have one longtime mod and friend, and like we still, talk about him and stuff like that. And there are some times where like there's some games that we had really good times. We had really, we had a good time. We had a lot of fun, but our relationship did turn sour, and a lot of it was working together. And that streamer mod relationship wasn't as healthy as it should have been,
Mm-hmm.
and it ruined it completely. So it needed to stop. And luckily he found a new community to kind of, be in and stuff like that. And he's doing fine. Like we had a conversation. I was like, hey, like I'm gonna take you off the mod team, stuff like that. Like I hope everything's fine. He's like, no, actually I'm doing great. I think we needed this. Like we were able to part okay, but it did just go bad.
Yeah. At least you guys were able to part in peace.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's a business, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Okay, so we talked about your character creation. Now the next step, we're going to set your attributes. So basically what I do is I name a few characteristic traits and you rate yourself from 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. Yeah. And then we'll get in depth on why you rated yourself a certain rating. And of course, chat, please do feel free to put your opinion in this. Yeah, can chat help? Of course, yeah. Chat could definitely help. Definitely put in the number. 5
Maybe.
across the board. Maybe we'll see. I got quite a
few. We're starting on time, because that's the 0.
Okay. All right. So yeah, first one, time management.
Oh yeah, that's 100%. That's maybe a 1. I still get on during the day. It's just you never know when.
Why is time management such a thing for you?
Oh man, there's always something. It's always something. Like right now it's the kids and I'm not sleeping well, and so like today I woke up, made them breakfast, and then I laid back down and fell asleep, and then I woke up and I was like, oh, it's starting time. I'm not ready. So then I have to there's so much to get ready. Like I have to fix my hair, I have to fix up, and normally if we weren't in quarantine, I go to the gym in the morning. So I have to, since it's just me here, I have to drive my daughter all the way on post, drop her off. I go to the gym. That takes me about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And then I come home, usually need to shower. Am I going to blow dry my hair? Going to look like a wet dog? Like, it's just so much to do and not enough hours in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So starting on time is always just a mess.
That's
That
insane.
and yeah, it's just time management. So yeah, that's definitely just a hard like one maybe.
Maybe a 1, maybe a
Yeah.
0.5.
Hey, to be fair, I put on my schedule, or maybe not. I don't know. Schedules are hard. Like it just says that it is a disclaimer.
It's a guideline, I guess you could say. It's a
Yeah.
guideline. I say 9, but maybe we'll see, depending on how long this hair takes to blow dry and shit.
Mhm.
All right, curiosity.
Ooh, that's a 4 for sure.
Why
I
4?
wouldn't say sometimes things will scare me off if it's too strange, but like I'm always interested in new things. Because
Okay.
I'll literally just sometimes on stream in the middle of R6 matches just go through like my Steam. Wait, is it through 10?
No, 5.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, 1 through 5.
4.
He still says 9 though. It's okay.
Sometimes it's a little too weird, and I don't want to do it because I don't know what's gonna happen or how people will accept it. So there's always that. So I think that brings it down a point. But
Yeah.
I love trying new things. I'll watch another streamer play it, and I'm like, that's
Okay.
interesting. Let's try this
So-
out. Like with Dream Loots too. I was like, oh, that's kind of. I'd be interested to see how my community likes that. They love it. They have control over what I do.
Mhm.
They're just sadists, but it's great.
So from one weird person to another, you mentioned that you like some things could be too weird. Where is that line where it's too weird? Like, what is something you're like, all right, this is kind of too weird?
I just play it off stream. That's it.
You play it off
I
stream?
still play it. I just play it off stream. It's literally just is this too weird for stream?
Oh, okay. All
And so I'll
right.
play it off stream. I'm like, all right, we'll just private Discord stream this. We'll be all right, guys.
So what game? So what was weird? If you can, I mean, feel
I
free.
play anime games, so that can tell you how weird that gets.
Yeah, that shit gets weird.
It definitely gets weird.
Yeah.
But I still play them. Daddy
Alright.
Dating Sim was definitely on that weird side of stuff.
Daddy dating. Okay, that sounds.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Patience.
Oh gosh. Oh no, that's well, maybe a 2. Yeah. Okay. We're the same. I think it's like a 2.
2.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Got a 3.
It's
3. Okay.
around the midpoint for sure. It
Why
kinda
though?
depends
Explain
on
that.
the game.
Why is your patience so shot?
Things just start to build up, and like when you're already dealing with other stuff, and then some kid comes in here and just starts like attacking you for no reason. Like it's so like you just got here, you don't know what's going on. Like why are you? Yeah, I don't have patience. Like if it comes to anyone who comes in and attacks people in like I can handle people telling me stuff most of the time. Like you can call me names all you want. Like I do not. Yeah, it's gonna underline like bother me, but like for the most part, I can get over it. But if they come in and start talking about anybody in my community,
Mhm.
I lose my patience completely. I have definitely been known to just lay into people and just release the kraken of word vomit among them. Oh,
That's what
yeah.
you- that's what you call it on the
definitely
other
told
side?
people that I'm gonna like take their moms and change their Wi-Fi passwords. That's the big one.
Damn, that bad, huh? Oh, you can
yeah.
you can say blueberries in the chat. That's cool.
They drive me wild.
They're insane. Yeah, the blueberries
yeah, true.
out
and
there.
They always send them migrate to Mosin. Mosin never says anything to them, and they'll like immediately lay into him. I have so many other mods, and they always lay into Mosin first. I'm like, what are you doing?
It's probably his profile picture. It's so sexy.
Maybe.
So they're probably like, fuck this guy. He's sexy. I don't like him.
The best is when they lay into him, and I just have to be like, honey, no, I alt tabbed and banned you. What are you doing?
Oh my gosh. You gotta love him. Hate to love it, right?
So much.
Loyalty.
You do, Lou. Lou throws people off because he's so just like angry, edgy, and like we walk into the room, and we're like, bitch, look at you. Wait, did you say edgy? Oh, that
No.
that.
Loyal. I said loyalty.
Okay, cool.
See, the chat got your back.
Yeah,
Chat got your back.
100%.
100%
I think
five?
it'd be a heavy 5. To a fault, almost. I'll be loyal to people who are hurting me, and it takes me a while to like. It literally will take other people being like, "No, stop it, drop them." I'm like, but what if I fixed them? I'm definitely a fixer when it comes to people. I'm like, oh, but I could just take this and make it better.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes
Uh-huh.
it's not worth hurting yourself over it.
So let's talk about that. You say that you're into fixing people. Why is it that you wish to help people to change?
I'm not sure. I wish I knew where that kind of stemmed from. Um, I guess it's just a hope that things will get better. You just kind of sit back and you're like, oh, things will change. Like they're going through something. You know, they give you an excuse, and I'm believe it too easily, and I'll kind of stick up for people who necessarily don't deserve it, and then you learn more about them. I definitely in my earlier streaming career like thought people were my friends, and I stuck up for them, and then it turns out they were doing some very horrible shady shit, and now I'm like, oh well, that's bad. Let's not do that anymore.
Do you feel like you can
But
you feel like you can relate to those that you try to fix?
maybe.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. I I'm always one of those that's scared to do anything because I don't want to upset people. So like I just sometimes I don't understand it, and sometimes I just want to understand it. Like I want to sit down and have a conversation with that toxic person, just be like, what made you this way? Like why are you so upset? Like maybe there's something like you just need taken care of so you can stop hurting people. Because it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense on why you're doing this.
Have you ever had that kind of a situation where you took somebody
Like
toxic and you're like, all right, let's have a fucking talk?
uh mod that I got rid of.
Ah, okay.
And
Yeah.
it just kind of ended up we just needed to it was always an excuse. It was always a, something going on and stuff like that. Well, I'm like, that's cool, but like you're hurting, like your people are starting to ask me like if I'm okay and stuff like that because of how you're talking to me in public and what you're doing and all that stuff. Like that this is a problem. And like I was like, hey, maybe if we help do this and help get you out of there and help do, and it didn't change anything.
Mm. Come and go.
Mm-hmm.
Confidence.
Head nodding syndrome.
Confidence.
Yeah. I'm gonna say maybe I was gonna put it on the lower end. Internal,
2.5.
external. That's actually a better representation. I try and make it seem like I have a lot, but I don't at all.
Why?
Like I canceled stream the other day because my face was broke out. Like I still have 28 years old and my face breaks out. If my hair's too faded, I'm like, it looks like crap. Like I did photography for the longest time and I only took pictures of really pretty skinny models. And so then I'm sitting over here like, no. Like you gain that expectation of stuff, and then when you can't meet that, it sucks. And I know that stems from my dad, because it was always well, you should be doing better. Like if we ever learned a skill, he was always just one of those like, well, just get up and do it again until you get it right. Like just like keep going. You're like, you're not doing it right. Do it right. I'm like, I don't know how to do it right. I'm not doing anything right.
Oh man. But I mean, oh, there she is. There's Minnie. You feel like have you let's see the chat. Lou off to work. Hey Lou, thanks for hanging out, man. Everybody is that way though. Yeah, everybody has their own battles in their heads.
All right. Oh.
A 5-head, to be honest. 5-head type vibes. 5-head vibes.
Oh, 100%.
Of course. Charisma.
I think this industry doesn't help with the confidence thing either, because you had so many people like on both sides. Like you gain that community and you have them building you up. Like my IC will just tell me to shut the hell up if I think that something doesn't look right. And then you have all the random people, the blueberries who just come in. They're like, "What do you mean? You're terrible. You're trash." And I'm like, "I know. I'm having a bad day."
You did that finger thing too. Oh god.
I do it all the time.
I've never seen somebody do that in person. Only in like in Twitter. Just.
Oh no, I actually do it.
You actually do it? That's
Yeah,
cute.
but it's a thing. Like it's great because like I'll constantly kind of like hold my hands together, like
Yeah.
just like I do it a lot.
She's done it longer than Wilson says. She's done it longer than Twitter. How long have you been doing that? That's always been a thing for you?
Yeah, well, it's an anime thing. It's like a big anime thing.
Oh,
so I
yeah,
see
it
a
is.
lot. So like when they're shy and stuff like that, like just like looking down and messing with my hands is just
Yeah.
always something that I do.
Anime is amazing. Gotta love it. All right, next one, charisma.
I think I have like a lot of charisma.
You think? Come on now.
Maybe like, well, you know, we talked about confidence. I'd say at least like a 4 for sure. Sometimes I'm a little too anxiety. Like I don't really feel like I am in a high as a position that I am. Like
Mhm.
I still have a hard time believing that like I am a streamer with 50K followers. Like that sounds like so much. Meanwhile, I'm just over here like I'm just playing games. Like I don't see it that way still sometimes. So I sometimes when I am like talking to people and stuff like that, it's rough. Cuz I have some friends who are just like they're like the top streamers and they talk to me like it's totally fine. Like I thought it was so like Parker, who is in Tarot, he's one of the R6 casters. Like he's so nice, and he'll just like message me and like hold a conversation with me, and I'm just like, "What are you doing? You don't belong down here. You're up here."
Aw, come on now.
Like he like messaged me and like wished me happy birthday and was like talking to me, and I was like, "This is who does this?"
Somebody that's awesome. That's who.
Mm-hmm.
So you still struggle a lot with that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Have you feel like you've improved over time though?
Yes, I do. It takes some pushing, and that's been a lot of like working on myself kind of stuff, like with the confidence and things like that.
Mhm.
Remembering my worth, which also came from working with companies and taking advantage of that, and people taking advantage of that and just trying to boost their numbers like off of me. I didn't want to be anyone's stepping stone anymore. So I was like, well, you know what? Like I know my worth and I know what's going on, so I'm not gonna let you take advantage of this anymore.
Mhm.
And so that's kind of where that stemmed from.
So what were some methods that help you improve?
I'm not really sure. Mostly a support system. I feel like that's the big thing, is like having people that I could go to that were very real with me and that I could like honestly talk to. And Flog's obviously like the biggest one of those. Like she
Mhm.
helped me get out of like one of the big partnership things that I had before. And I was like, I can't do this. Like this is wrong. Like I'm not crazy. This is wrong, right? Like yeah, 100%. Like she was ready to bust down doors from Canada. Like
Oh man.
and she's very good at like laying it out for me in a way that's understandable. And sometimes I feel like that's what it takes for me, especially as someone from the outside who's not just building me up like, you know, oh, you're the baddest bitch in the world. Like, no, look at this right now. Like, look at what you have. Look at what you're getting. Look at the numbers. Look at what you're doing. And know that that's your worth right there. You're better than that. So that helps a lot.
Of course. Stubbornness.
Yeah.
That's the next one, stubbornness.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were just saying stubbornness was a thing. Like, yeah, I got that. That's going to be a 5 for me, son. If I want to do something, I do it. I tell people all the time, like, oh, I'm not going to, like, yeah, I just don't care. Rocker, you said you weren't going to play Minecraft on stream because it was getting really toxic. Yeah, well, I fucking did it.
So how you feel like why so stubborn though? You feel like it's a negative stubborn?
No, it's more of a lot of that whole schedule thing. Like I never schedule what I'm gonna play whatsoever. I'm very stuck in what I want to play and stuff like that. And so like if I want to do something like that, I'm just gonna stick with that and do it. Like I'm not I'm not gonna change it just because like that, somebody else. I'm like, that's cool. You can go do that, but like I said, I'm here. I'm gonna stay here. I'm not gonna change that. Oh, you need to, really should try that. Oh, well, I don't really want to, so I'm just gonna keep doing this.
Yeah, let me do me. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Imagination.
I don't think that would be a really high. Like that would be a definitely 5.
Yeah, you did do cosplay, so.
Yeah. I do cosplay, I do painting, I do like just plain arts and crafts. Like I love all of that stuff. Yeah.
Have you always been doing that? Like delve into like arts and crafts and stuff like
Arts
that?
and crafts, yeah. My mom is really big into arts and crafts too, so like we always just had supplies and things like that. So like I would always just I painted my own room. When I was 16, that's all I asked for. I said, let me take this pink princess fucking room that you made me that I fucking hate. Let me do whatever I want to it. That's all I want. I'll pay for it. I had a job. Like I was like, I'll pay for everything. Just give me permission to do whatever I want. And so they finally did. They caved and they were like, all right, that's fine. We're not helping you. Just do what you want. And so I completely I did like neon, like splat paint everywhere. Like I did blue trim on it. Oh man, they were mad. Still, they were like,
Wow.
"Oh, we didn't think you'd take it this far." I'm like, "Well,
Get that princess shit out of
trusted
here.
me.
Yeah.
yeah."
So I mean, what exactly did you do with the room? Just neon splat paint. What else?
I had my mom take me to IKEA. I bought new stuff because she had like a pink like iron daybed that they had for me with like floral like little balls on the top of it. I hated it. I
Ew.
hated it so much.
Yeah.
So I got like almost like a futon like pull out couch thing so I could put it away and just like hang out in there. And it was yeah. I did a lot. I made my own like artwork for the wall. So I bought like some canvases and made those. So I loved that stuff.
How long did it take you to do to finish the project?
Not long with my husband's help. I basically conned him into coming over and like helping paint and put everything together while I worked on some of the stuff inside. So I think we got it done like within like a week or two because we painted everything.
So that's all you did, just the paint?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah, new furniture and painting.
All right, next one. Forgiveness.
Yeah, that's gonna be high. Yeah, I forgive people a lot. Yeah, that's gonna be high. I think it's gonna be like a 4. There's a lot. Obviously, there's a line to things
Of
where like
course.
it's just, like you can't pull back from that. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't have much to go off of. Yeah, I'm pretty big on being able, like I said, somebody comes to me with their stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. Come on, jump back in.
So why are you so forgiving?
I think that's also has a lot to do with my parents. They like they've been together for a long time. My dad was 16, my mom was 18. And they had a lot of moments where they fought so much. Like they are kind of opposite. My dad's very just blue collar, you get your work done, like you're always working, do that. My mom's more of like a, you know, creative. She wants to go have fun. She wants to go travel. My dad just wants to stay home and work and make things and then just sit in the pool for the rest of the day. My mom's like, I want to go to Italy. And I'm like, you're gonna have to wait. So seeing them fight a lot and then like just huge big it would get so bad and then they would both just give up and forgive each other like, oh, it's fine, don't worry about it, we're good now. I'm like, no, you do this every other month, it's becoming a problem.
Spirituality.
So normally it'd be low.
Okay.
But recently it's been higher. I actually got more, I would say recently. It was about a little about a year now. I got more into pagan
Oh, okay.
like flying stuff. So I've definitely drifted more towards that. Obviously it has such a stigma around it and things, like when
Yeah.
it comes to like witch practices and things. So I don't do it in the open very much. I will say I've been doing it a little more in the open. Like I love showing off like all of the new like crystals and incense, and I have a new deck of cards, and I started finally showing those off. Uh, so yeah, it's growing still, but it's more of just a spirituality, like a feel
Mhm.
of energy and stuff like that, not necessarily anything.
Yeah, I can relate. I do tarot readings.
Yeah.
Yeah, crystals and all that. So yeah, as you see, I got the homeboy behind me, the Buddha right there.
Yeah.
So pagan's good though. It's a good start. So why pagan?
It was more of just having a conversation with one of my friends from high school, and she's like, you're already doing most of this. Like, I incense, because I feel like it just really it makes me feel better. Like at the start of a stream, I'll like start it with that and stuff like that, or like if I'm really not feeling good, she's like, well, that's you're kind of already cleansing things and doing stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah. And like I love just the look and feel of crystals. Like they just make me feel nice, and I like
Yeah,
that.
you're just
And so
drawn
it's
to
just
them.
yeah, I was just like, oh, okay, well, like that makes sense, so I'm just gonna kind of like learn more about it and keep going. And so far it's been awesome.
What is something about that's you find surprising the most to you, and you feel like it's helped you out a lot?
Oh, my card deck for sure. I that was something that I kind of wasn't really into, but
Mhm.
I decided to go ahead and try one. And like I tried to do everything just like she said. Like I interviewed my deck beforehand, and it literally went through like every problem that I was going through, and it was like, this is what we're gonna help you overcome. Like I was like, oh, please. Like it was interesting because like I would pull cards, like just the daily cards to start off with and things like that, and it would be very accurate. Like it was weird to see sometimes. So that
So
was something that was
that's
interesting.
that's what's always interesting. Like it never fails to surprise you, no matter how many times you do it. You're just like, okay, what? Okay, you're just looking around like, okay,
Yeah.
this is insane. That's awesome though. All right, this next one I'm gonna ask is, I would like for the chat to give their reason. So the next one is gratitude. But I would like to ask the chat, why are you so grateful for IceRocker?
Oh.
So while they're typing it out in chat, what is your number and why?
For my stream,
Just you, like, great, just gratitude for you.
I think I'm definitely just a 5, and I constantly just I let anyone know. Like it's like I said, I've been through some really hard stuff, and some of it I thought was literally not. I wasn't able to come back from, and I was ready to just hang the whole towel up. I was like, that's cool, I'm done. And like they helped me with that a lot, and I try to let them know, like, I want you to know what you mean to me and like what this means to me, and like I need this, and I'm very thankful that some of them will come back and be like, I need this, like you help me with stuff. Like I remember Lou messaging me one day because he was like, oh, like you stayed on late during stream and I stayed home and something happened at the bar that night, and I was just like, I wanted, like, I loved that I could be that person. I'm not gonna cry. Okay.
It's okay to cry.
Take a minute. Not with this mascara. It's expensive. I can't go to the store to get more. I have to order it. That shit takes like a week.
There's a mascara over your feelings. I like it. Okay, well, next question. The goal is not to make you cry, okay? But the next question is, if you feel you wish to share, what is something that your community, that you're grateful for, that they helped you through a lot? A certain situation.
My couch.
What?
Okay.
What? Okay, this is great. Let's do it. Couch hype. I'm ready.
It sounds so weird. So
Nah, I'm ready.
I had this old couch in my living room,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously, like with some of the stuff that happened, it had some super bad memories tied to it, and I couldn't even stand having it be in my house. Like I felt like it was throwing me off. She was, hey, well, it's probably turned into like almost a bad omen for you need to throw, like, so I got rid of it. I got rid of my couch completely because I was having such a hard time just day to day, and that wasn't helping. So I threw out both my bed and my couch. I just threw them away. And so I didn't have one for the longest time. And actually, LZ, one of the other streamers, she came over to my house and she's like, "Holy shit, guys, dude, she really doesn't have a couch. Like, she threw that motherfucker out." I'm like, "Oh yeah, like I couldn't do it. Like I didn't want it in here." So like I explained to them. They got me a couch within like I think it was like a day or two. And I was like, "Oh, like," and now it feels so much better. Like it helped me. Yeah, it helped a lot. Like during that time period, they helped me get back on my feet because I was worried, like, if I was going to, separate, like, how was I going to make it on my own? I haven't had a job in a long time. I didn't go back to college, like, and they were there. So that was the whole couch time period. Like they helped me with that a lot.
Why'd you throw away the couch?
Because him and his girlfriend came over and they were hanging out here. One of the only pictures that he had was them on that couch, which was a couch from my parents' house. So it was also like, I don't know, it was also from my parents' house, and like I said, like when I was growing up, like, things weren't always great. Like me and my brother actually used to go sit on the couch a lot if like our parents were fighting and we couldn't sleep, so we'd go hang out on the couch and play games and stuff like that. Like it's not really so it's just never had good memories tied to it. So I was like, I just can't have this fucking couch in my house anymore. So I yeeted it out. Told my mom, I was like, "Hey, you're not getting that back. It's gone."
Shout out to the Icebox, man. Y'all are fucking amazing. Helping this young lady out, going through shit. All right, so as for gratitude, why your community is grateful for you, Ice Buffalo says she's not very humble, but she's always grateful for every ounce of salt, which is great. Mosen says a solid 5 because she's been one of my closest friends who's helped me through very rough, dark points in my life. I'm gonna say joint task force. There it is. I can't read, sorry. Says a 5. She just makes my day better. And then Just Right puts down grateful for her friendship. If not for finding her channel, I wouldn't have the online family that he does today. You created this, Ice.
Oh, it's funny. Like I have that same, like, just how Wright said it. Like that's exactly how I have with G all the time. Like when he actually told me that he wasn't gonna be like, partner in streaming as much anymore. Like he still supports me so much. And like I told him, like I had no intentions of like continue, like this was his path that he was following, and I just kind of was like, well, I don't know, maybe I'll try it out. And then I found something I never expected to find. And I tell him that all the time. I'm so grateful for him bringing me over here because I couldn't imagine doing anything like this.
Well, congrats on all your success. I see it definitely shines in through this right now. It's amazing. All right, next one. Courage.
Ooh.
Hmm.
I think it would be like a solid like 3 or 4. I think. Yeah.
A 4-ish. Just Right says 4-ish.
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 Yeah.
Courage. Why is it?
Right, we have to like talk, like stare in the mirror for a while and be like, all right, come on, we're doing this.
Okay.
100%. I mean, when it comes down to even something as simple as like posting a picture on Instagram, like I'll look at it so many times, but like I'll wait like an hour before I finally do it, and then I'll post it and I'll be like, all right, no, fuck it, I'm a bad bitch, we're doing this.
Bad bitch. I see that. So you're saying that self-talk is pretty good to help build up that courage?
Yeah, I think it just a little bit of time to do it, and then I can push through most things.
Okay. Chopazard says in the chat, you've built a home for a lot of people and it's an amazing place. Heart. Big old hearts. Was that what was that? It's like it's like exploding, it's all shimmery. All right, next one. Respect.
Ooh. I mean, I think I try and treat everything with a good amount of it. Yeah. Like I really, yeah.
You get what you give her. Hey, well said.
Yeah. Like I said, a lot of the community is just built off of respecting each other, even if it's not the same things that we're into. It's still just being able to be like, all right, that's cool. It's not for me, but have fun with that.
Cool.
If you need help, I got you. I don't know what to do, but I got you. Like there'll be plenty of times where like some of our friends, like, you know, they want to try out something new or some new game, and we'll be like, all right, cool. We're all trying it now. Like we're in this together.
Yeah, let's go. All right, next one, critical thinking.
Oh. I'd say that's a good one. One of the reasons that I like Siege so much is the tactical like play in it and stuff like that. And I try and I think about every point of like, you know, even the stream itself, like making sure it looks right from every angle, making sure the background looks right, making sure the sound is right. Like it's, I may not get it right most of the time, but I do try to. Like I keep running notes on like what I should fix and things like that and stuff like. So yeah. Yeah. I do. I overthink it a lot, and that's when I start to screw it up.
Overthinking is a downfall.
Yeah.
You really do overthink a lot?
Oh yeah.
How so?
I don't know. It's just like I just do. Like I think too far into it when really it's a lot it's a lot easier than it should be. Like it's not something I should really be spending my time on, but I do. And no, that's a big thing. Like I said, even when it comes to my gameplay and stuff like that, it's overthinking even just a play that I'm doing, and they'll notice it. Like, you should have just like you said it right the first time.
Could you say that you're working on it though?
Yeah, I try to a lot. A lot of just chilling out and calming down and being in that zone of slowing it, like keeping track of it on my list and things like that, tackling it at what needs to be done first and how it should be done, but not worrying about it too much. Like not having so much anxiety over getting it perfect, but just getting it right.
Makes sense. Sensitivity.
I think that's another like inside outside one. Like I like on the outside, like I try and not seem very sensitive. I try not to seem very sensitive, and like, you know, it doesn't really bother me and it doesn't really like affect me. And then as soon as I'll turn the camera off, like I have people I see in Discord, and then I just like lose it, I break down. Like I've gotten pretty good at maintaining it when I'm on, but yeah, I definitely.
Everything good?
They're playing dolls. Yes, they're
Okay.
playing.
Open-mindedness.
I think it'd be very, yeah. I think it's definitely pretty high. So at least a 4. I'm pretty open to new ideas and stuff like that.
When's the last time you did something for the first time?
That's interesting because I haven't really like done much recently.
Asparagus? Oh yeah, I played Yeehaw Arc, yeah. The Outlaws of the Old West. Yeehaw Arc. Was he talking about asparagus or he just saying shit?
I see. No. We made a joke because we found sex toy sites that are vegetables. So now that's just a running joke. I didn't get one though, but I showed them and they think I got one. It's $100. That's too much for a joke.
What? Okay, hold on.
Vegetables.
So it's for females?
Well,
Okay, well, is it meant to... Is this asparagus meant for its sole purpose to penetrate?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What other veggies did it have?
Dude, carrots, corn, eggplants, which that's hilarious because everyone uses the
Like the
eggplant
emoji?
for stuff. Yeah, like that's actually pretty good. Still, $100 too much for the joke.
I mean,
Like I
is it
said,
like
not a lot of filter here.
no filter? So these vegetables, are they like just regular vegetables, or do they have like veins in it to try to make it realistic?
No, just
Just
regular
plain,
vegetables.
just regular vegetables. I asked that because somebody photoshopped an eggplant with a vein on it. I'm like, god damn.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
No,
pretty.
these were just regular. See, I couldn't live with myself if I like, God forbid, like my kids got in my room and they're like, oh, we're playing grocery store, and I'm just like, no.
How the hell do you even run into that?
That's an interesting question. Sometimes I like to just like scour the internet for stuff and like.
How do you even begin? Long story? But how did it begin? That's what.
There was normal stuff on the site, and then
What was the normal
turns out
stuff?
there's weird. Well, I really like choker collars, and they had a really cute pink one with a little bow on it, but I didn't get it, so that's where that stemmed from.
So then you went on like you went on the
bright and colorful. Yeah.
So you went on the category section. You're like, what was even the category? Just dildos?
It was just under regular shit, like just chilling with a lot of just. It was so weird, and it was something that I felt like the rest of my friends needed to know. One of them was streaming, and I sent it to her.
And how'd they react?
Oh, it's blocked. She left.
I feel like you should buy one and just you should like put it in the back there. Nobody's gonna know.
Fourth has but what there's something on it because he couldn't just have it out.
Oh. His is a bobblehead?
I don't know. With his face on it.
It was a gag gift. Okay. Gagging something, alright. Yeah. Lumau, GG. Yeah, GG's. Alright, yeah. Alright. Like I said, like I'm genuinely curious about this shit. That's why I'm like asking all these questions. I feel like I'm interviewing now, so it's like, where do
there's been plenty of times where we're like, somebody will be like, oh, well, that's strange. I'm like, oh, honey, that doesn't touch the surface.
Yeah, you don't even know what the fuck that means.
Sex ed real quick.
All right, last attribute, luck.
Oh, I think that's definitely pretty high.
How so?
Like I've been doing this just as long as some other people, and we even do some of the same things. And sometimes, especially in this industry, you just happen to be in the right place at the right time, meeting the right person at the right bar after a con. Like that's happened to me 100%. I literally yeah.
So what's your definition of luck?
Husband does shots with the right person. Good lord. Yeah, I took my husband with me to E3 last year, and next thing I know, him and James, like founder James, just arm in arm, went off to go get tequila shots and go dance on the dance floor. I was like, wait a minute, no! You can't do that!
But he's doing it.
Oh, he did it.
He did it.
Yeah.
Hey, James is down though. Okay, that shows that he's down.
100%, dude. He's 100. That man's crazy.
Good crazy though.
But yeah, like I said, it's been a lot of being in the right place at the right time, being available when they need something. When I was like first starting out, like I was always able to do anything like my PM needed me to do, so I got some opportunities that a lot of people do. Like I know it was a big deal when I first got partnered. I got one of the PUBG PR boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Which was like a huge crate. It had a ghillie suit in it and all that kind of stuff. Like,
damn.
I just yeah, dude, it was crazy. And so I posted all of it. I actually had some people who were mad that I got it because they're like, oh, well, you're so small. Why should you have that and stuff? I was like, I don't know, man. I'm just here. I got a box and a ghillie suit that's a triple fucking XL. I can't even fit in it. My husband barely fit in it. But yeah, it's just.
So PUBG sent that to you for like a congratulation gift to your partnership?
No, they were just sending out a bunch of boxes, and I just happened to be on the list to get
okay.
one. Don't know how I got on there. I don't know if my PM put me on there or what, but it was when Miramar came out on Xbox, and yeah, the box showed up at my door, and I was just like, well, okay. And then there was with my whole thing with Corsair, like I obviously was on the lower end of things. Like they partner very high up people and stuff like that. And there was almost no one from Mixer on their team. But I was like, you know what? I love Corsair products. I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna sign up. I'm gonna put my story out there. And next thing I know, I'm one of only 4 people that was on the team to start off with. I just like happened to make it in, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna question it, but what do you guys want? And then I ended up doing everything they wanted, and they've been fantastic to me. It just works sometimes, and you don't know how or why. It doesn't seem like it should, because people that are higher than me have been rejected, and you're just like, I don't know, man. I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah, it's like, what
I had
exactly
the
are they
right
looking for?
combination of things that they wanted, so they said yes.
Huh.
So I think luck plays a huge play into it.
Indeed it does. Alrighty. Well, now you set your attributes, told us about your character creation. Now, IceRocker, you're off to your main quest.
Oof.
So what is your main quest?
I mean, as far as streaming?
Just life, just anything. Just your main quest.
I always feel like it's changed. I'm more of a short-term kind of, tackle what's in front of me at the moment kind of person. I'm just looking at the next current thing. I don't know. It's hard to plan that far out because you never know where this is going to take you. So you kind of just have to take advantage of what you can while you can. Dog's barking.
All right, so that's interesting that you say that. So what's the main quest for your daughter then, that you wish to have for your daughter? Your kids.
Again, like I don't know. It's since we move around so much, it's hard because I don't know what's going to be available for us when we leave here. Like we're supposed to leave here soon, and I don't know. We don't even know where we're going. Like we never know what's next, so it's hard to plan long term in general, and it kind of always has been because like we've always just had to kind of tackle it as we can. We don't have a lot of time. Like most of the time, you get an order for somewhere, and you're like, all right, we have 2 weeks to find a home for the next 3 years, and so let's do this. Sometimes we have the opportunity to go a little ahead of time and scour, but most of the time it's, hey, all right, you don't want to be in a hotel for that long. You better figure out what you're doing. So we've always tried to just tackle everything in front of us. Yeah, it's just kind of right now we're just hanging out. My husband wants to do PA school, so that's something that pretty much anything when it comes to military stuff, we have to. It involves all of us. Like we all have to plan for that. If he does want to do that, then he has to apply for the school. Well, that's going to be time he's going to have to take away down in San Antonio to go do. Are we going to be able to move there or not? Like we have to figure that out. Or like do we just buckle down and stay because it's only a year, so the girls don't have to pick up and move schools again constantly. So, yeah, kind of just I'd say short term.
Can you sign in your profile?
Yes. Thank you. Welcome.
Is there anything? So it seems like what you're basing this off of is like it's because you don't know what you want because you don't know where you're gonna be.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular that you wish to have in your life, no matter where you are?
I'm not really sure. Don't really think of internet. 100%. No, luckily I have stream, and my biggest hope is that it maintains and that I can stay here. I want to do good. I want to do good for everyone, but also and that also means my kids too. Like this job requires a lot of hours and stuff and travel if you do conventions and events and stuff. Yes.
If you can, at least sign me out in there. So if you can, I'm trying to sign into Daddy's and it's letters.
You can't sign in
Minicube is going ESL for sure. Oh, okay. Hard to make quests when we all have to deal with this mandatory side quest of lockdown. Well, hey man, Ice, it's temporary, bro. It's temporary. I'm just saying, you know, it's not gonna be like this forever.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of just tackling the little things before we can focus on the big wings. We want to buy a house at the next place we go to because that's just renting is such a pain, and we like working on the house and stuff.
Profile?
Yes.
Yeah. So, how long does your husband plan on being in the military?
It's kind of always changed.
And how can you send your
I knew that was coming. We good?
I think so.
At least she's honest. I think so. Mom
No,
life
it
don't
doesn't.
stop. Mom life don't stop. Of
It
course.
doesn't. I forgot what I was saying.
About your husband being in the military.
Yeah, I'm not really sure because I mean, by the time he gets through all of PA school and stuff like that, but he's also talked about really wanting to go back SF because when he first got in, he was in Ranger school and really enjoyed it. But then we had our oldest. Yes. Give me the controller. I can see it from here.
The love she has for gaming. It's amazing. So much enthusiasm to it.
So much.
It's great. She's going places.
I think you guys keep signing each other out. No, I'm pretty. Look, it's literally right here. Wait, here. It's on.
Video games are serious business? Hell yeah. Video games are life. What you mean? Love it.
I've never been so thankful to have two Xboxes. At least they're in two separate rooms right now. You
Yeah.
don't even have to like.
It's the simple things in life that's great. Makes it great. Okay, so since we discussed your main quest, there's always some... Oh, shit. Technical difficulties. Hold on.
Which, honestly, not having a main quest and only doing side quests totally makes sense for me because that's how I play almost every RPG title ever.
Really?
Main quests are lame. I stop and I help everyone find their necklace in some faraway cave before I do anything.
There's always that one item. It's like, I need it. Let's go. It's not part of the main story, but fuck it.
And then I go back to the main quest and I'm over leveled and I'm like, well, fine, I'll just do all those right now.
Yeah, for sure. Skyrim, man, that game had me going everywhere. Skyrim and Fallout.
100%.
I just be like out here just doing whatever the hell I want to do. It's great.
I don't think I finished the main Fallout quest until like, oh my god, like a year after it came out because I was just like, well, what if I just explored it a little bit more?
Yeah,
might be something I missed over here.
So many factions and so many decisions to make. It's just like, you just gotta do it all, you know. It is what it is. But with every main quest, there's always some side quests. So a little short-term things. So maybe this is up your alley. So what are some short-term side quests?
I think even some of the short-term stuff is still kind of long-term, but just still very. It's still a side quest, but it's like a DLC. Like it's a whole thing.
Ooh, okay.
It's not a main. Because I love being involved in the Rainbow Six community. And I want to further that. I know a lot of people have talked about like trying to get a charm and stuff like that. Unfortunately, that's a Twitch only program. Hopefully, like, you know, being able and talking and opening that door and showing that, you know, even though I'm on Mixer, like, you know, we are still worth something in this community, like as streamers, just as much as they are. Like I get the numbers, I get the community, like we have people here. So spend the time on us kind of thing. Bringing that light that there's more than just, you know, Apex or the newest FPS stuff. Like we do still have a lot of strong players in other titles is definitely a big goal. I like that. I like that a lot.
Nice. You ever thought about getting into like competitive gaming or just
I
being?
actually don't. That's the thing is I don't care so much for. I like watching Pro League a lot. That's what got me back into Siege to begin with. Is watching Pro League, and I like being a part of it, but my skills aren't there, and I'm okay with that. I'm still working on them a lot,
Mhm.
and I love playing in the few tournaments that we do play in. We've played in I think like 3 or 4, and it's gone pretty well, and I really like playing with the team that I have. But obviously, like playing in an actual competitive scene for me is not very viable. Like I have kids, I can't go live in some team house. I can't go do any of that stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah.
You ever do online tournaments?
Yeah, those are the only ones that we've done so far. Siege is the only competitive multiplayer I like playing.
Okay.
Honestly, it is literally the only one. Like I'm back into playing Overwatch a little bit, and it's fun, but I don't care for it that much. Like it's cool, but like it just doesn't interest me in that kind of aspect. It's just fun to play. For the most part, I like just no one likes playing EFT. You put up with playing EFT.
What's EFT?
Tarkov. We lost
Ew.
Chop to Tarkov. They got me to play it a couple times, but it was just the economy system and stuff was just too much for me. I'm a hoarder when it comes to games. I just want to carry
okay.
everything at once.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
It's kind of
So
that system's already
constantly
broken for you.
Oh, I was spending so much time just reorganizing my backpack. I can't live like that.
You're gonna get into Valorant?
We talked about it today. I've been watching people play, and it looks interesting. I'm not gonna go out of my way to play it, but like if I have a group of people that want to, like I don't mind doing it. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really look that much. I don't know. People just talk about it like it's this new, amazing. It's fixing all the problems. It's not. I've seen a lot of stuff where it's still very broken.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not much different. Like I said, I'm still really into Siege, and I can't explain why. I really like it, and I know it has a big problem with hackers right now in the higher elo. I'm not in the higher elo, so it's not really affecting me.
Oh man.
So I'm just here in casual, hanging out.
All right. Nice way to live cowboy life. Oh yeah, you talking about the Outlaws of Old West? Now we're here farming on the Old West. It's still in beta. Is it a closed beta, that game?
No, it's open. It was actually on sale. It's only like $10.
I might have to. Well, damn, so many games. It's crazy how there's so many games you want to play. It's just like.
I also recently found House Flipper and 2 Point Hospital, and I love them. The only thing with House Flipper is there's not enough house items to actually decorate how I want. There's supposed to be a DLC soon, but still no word on that. And then I found 2 Point Hospital, and it's such a funny little hospital sim game. Something about being able to organize all this stuff. Meanwhile, all this is IRL chaos. I'm just like, well, yes, but look how clean this is. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep this all nice and organized.
House Flipper is
Yeah,
literally
without the
how
sim
she
part.
plays Sims, but without the sim part. Do you just go on Steam and just like browse and find something new?
Yes. If it's on sale, yeah. I buy a lot of games on sale. Between that and then Keymailer, like I'll apply for a lot of Keymailer games, which is I think a tool that a lot of streamers don't utilize very often. Keymailer's fantastic.
I have to write that down. Keymailer.
Yeah. It's literally just one click applying for games and things like that, and then the company will just go through and like if they want to, throw some keys around, throw some keys around. They just ask that you like hashtag it in the post so that they can it tracks the analytics for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a super easy system, but yeah, that's one way that I kind of do all of that, and I love finding new games, something that's different, something that's fresh, something I'm not watching everyone else play. It's nice.
What was the name of that game where you said it was like the biggest stream that you had?
Doki Doki Literature Club.
So what is that?
So it was tagged some weird stuff. it was tagged as a dating sim and stuff like that. That's always fun to do with the community because we kind of answer it together.
Yeah.
So they're fun. But I realized it was also titled psychological horror, and I was like, well, I also kind of like horror games. I'm interested to see what this is because on the outside it is very cute. It is colorful, short pink hair, like cute little outfits. And I was like, all right, that's weird.
Little do they know.
Let me tell you, we were all crying, stressed the hell out. And it's also one of the there's a huge trigger warning in the beginning. Like suicide warnings and stuff like that. And the game actually will recode itself. So you keep open the game files and it actually will change its entire own like game files and stuff, which was really interesting to see. So like if you just play the game by itself, like obviously, it's crazy, but the fact that we were also keeping the game files open and we would see like, it would add its own images to the game files or like add its own documents and stuff like that. So if you weren't in those game files, you wouldn't have known those were there, but it was adding extra content inside of the game files, which was a really cool, like dynamic aspect. Like we went on a trip.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah. And it's also like you finish the game and then you try and load it back up and like you can't because like, of stuff that happens in the game, like they'll glitch out and be like, wait, what? I'm not supposed to be here. Like this already happened. And like the characters will start to freak out and then your game will crash. I was like, what? What do you mean? Like, I was just like, you can go through, like, I tried to go through and like delete some of the characters that were causing problems. I was like, fine, if you're going to do it, I'm going to do it. So I deleted some of the characters that were causing problems. And again, like the game will glitch out in a different way. And like, it's a very like trippy, there's like a whole like fourth wall kind of thing that it hits at one point where like, she'll talk to you. And if you have your name on your Steam profile, she'll use your name instead. And if it reads you running a recording program like OBS, it'll stop and be like, oh, I thought this was just us. Like, who are all these other people here? Well, that's fine. What's up, guys? And I lost my mind. I like
That's fucking trippy.
I lost my mind. And we got to that point at like 4 or 5 a.m. And so I was also super tired. I was like standing up out of my chair. I was like, dude, this fucking anime bitch about to shut my computer down. Like, what is going on here?
It's a computer virus written to be entertaining. Something.
It was incredible. It was incredible.
Sounds okay. So what's that called again? Doki Doki what?
Doki Doki Literature Club.
Why is it called Doki Doki Literature Club?
Doki Doki's like cute stuff, and the literature club is like the club that they run at the school. Like you join this little literature club of like them reading and they do poems. The beginning of it is very very just you just meet these girls and they're writing their poems and you write a poem, picking things and stuff like that. And like also in like a dating sim, the game changes with your decisions. So like I interacted with certain characters in my playthrough because of how I like wrote my poems and answered them. And we went back on YouTube and watched some of the others because obviously like I didn't make those decisions, but I still wanted to see what happened if I did.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of went back and did that, and it was crazy.
Seems like a nutty game.
Yeah.
That would have tripped me out. That whole thing about like, oh, I see we're not alone. I would have been like, who the fuck is behind me? Like, what are you talking about? Sounds like a great time. Damn. All right. So the main quest and side quests. Now, god damn, this shit ain't working. So hold on. I don't know why it's not working. Let me fix this real quick. So you reached your final boss after you completed all your quests. What is your final boss you wish to conquer?
I think my final boss has a lot to do with just a giant, just confidence anxiety monster, and like I want to be free of that. That is something I work all the time, and it's rough. Like I go to the gym, like working on those kind of things, and I like it. I feel stronger when I'm going, and that's why like this whole quarantine thing has sucked. Because like I was using that as therapy. Like I was feeling strong, like I could do things. Like yeah, I'm not getting like skinny and thin like everyone keeps comparing me to, but like I feel strong, I feel confident, I feel okay. And then you lose that. And it happened to a lot of people I know that do a lot of gym stuff. Is like we lost something that was really important to us, and it's hard to do that stuff at the house, especially with small kids around, and that equipment's not cheap. It's also, since most people are home, a lot of it's sold out. You can't really get it anywhere. So yeah, it's right now just getting through this quarantine and getting back to working on me is what so literally I think I would be my own final boss. Is just getting over like the things in my head that are holding me back right now, which is a lot of things.
It's great.
Bizarro rocker.
Bizarre rocker, what's that?
I don't know.
Bizarre rocker.
Sounds like a creepy weird boss.
Bizarre
It'd be
rocker.
like one of those just weird, like, you go in and it's, shady, like dark figure, and then it just walks in and you're like, oh wait, it's me. All right. Well.
But all fucking just something I've always tried to run away from, but now we're here. Yeah. Bizarro Superman was his dark side clone.
But instead of being dark side, I feel like I'm the dark side. They'd be the basic one.
The basic, damn.
Yeah.
The basic ones. Damn, you're gonna call them basic like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Well said. All right, so say you conquer your final boss and it hits game over. What is the impact or legacy you wish to leave when somebody opens your save file?
I think that would be, it's mostly just with my kids and stuff. Like I want to show people, and it's also what I did with the military group that I was in, is just showing people that like you can do this regardless of like what everyone says. Like military spouses have a very bad rap on them. So I always tried to be that like, voice. I worked with Stack Up and a lot of their stuff. I was on some of their panels. Like, yeah, I don't have like a deployment story. Like I have the opposite end. Like I was stuck at home and he was gone, and I had a new baby, and I was stressed, and it was hard. It was really hard. And I was into gaming and stuff, which none of the other girls in the unit were. It was always oh, my husband's into that, I hate it. I'm like, well, okay. Well, like you hate everything that I really enjoy, so this isn't gonna work. And that was hard. And just showing them that it's okay, and like you can still do this stuff. And like I'm lucky enough to be able to, I would say, follow, I guess, a dream, a path that not normal people do. Like I didn't just, go to college and do the normal thing and do a job that would just make me good money. Like I did a job that I really enjoyed, that I really liked. And I hope, the same thing for them. But I also took it very real. Like I still took it seriously so that I would, be secure in my family and stuff. And I hope that they can do the same thing.
That's a great save file, IceRocker.
Yeah, thanks.
Cheesy smile with the thumb. Yeah, perfect. Dignifier Flower TV. He says, I'm just gonna say that she has already impacted me, honestly, and acceptance of oneself. Even if external more than the internal, we all struggle. Has been a huge positive on my personality. It's definitely a save file worth checking out. Well said, my friend. Well, for the people that don't know you, IceRocker, where can people find you?
I'm on mixer.com/IceRocker every day. I stream constantly. My normal schedule when we're not on quarantine is Monday through Friday, sometimes weekends, but for the most part I try to take off. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter. If you can't find me under IceRocker, it's usually that IceRocker. Yeah, that's basically my life.
That's basically my life. That's my life. All right, so how I like to close out the podcast is usually I ask, all right, so for the people that don't know, what is your name and whose save file is this? So that's what.
Wait, like what?
Yeah, so basically, okay, so for instance, I love this right here. This is great. Raw content. This is where you say, this is IceRocker, my name is IceRocker, and this is my save file. But you say my with like, this is my save file. Yeah. There you go.
My name is IceRocker. This is my save file.
Awesome. You did it so great. Damn. All right. Yo, IceRocker, it's been a hell of a ride. It was fun interviewing you. Thank you so much again for coming through to the show and just being fucking amazing.
Ramble.
Of course. This, like I said, this is your baby. This is your episode.
I went a lot of different directions I didn't think we were gonna take.
Yeah. So that, like
I'm
how
not
you
surprised. One of those like, oh, I didn't think we'd be here, but honestly, it's a comfortable spot.
Yeah, there you go. Damn. Of course, shout out to Icebox for participating into the podcast and showing a lot of love. You guys are, I feel like you guys created each other in a sense. I could tell you guys have such a great personalities and weirdness that which I could relate to. You guys are fucking amazing. IceRocker and Icebox, please do keep being you. You guys are doing amazing things out here. It's always a pleasure. You down for a 1 year, a year from now? Come back on the show, see how everything goes?
Oh, bet. See how everything's different?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I think it'd be fun. See how much more Icebox people would be in here.
It'd be good to see, too.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Alrighty, y'all. That's going to wrap up the podcast. Again, thank you so much for guys coming on the show and participating and everything. I do this every Thursday. I'll be booked to, I always stream, or I always interview mixer partners. I do this every Thursday. If you guys haven't followed, please consider following. It's always a good time here. Plenty more to come. Next week, I will be interviewing Lil Blasty Blast. It's going to be great.
It's Thursday.
It's
More
Thursday?
Siege content.
Yeah. Of course. All right, y'all. Stay happy, stay healthy, and most of all, gamers, stay golden. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. Yeah.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.